No, this isn't something you see every day. A couple of online events ago, this is a deck that has been coming up. This is ZOODIAC ELDLICH, deck combining both the engines that work without each other together, and builds it up into a deck filled with a couple of staples, and then it just proceeds to play a control style kind of game. With the power of the Zodiacs and the power of the Eldlick cards, you are very good going second and going first, being able to end on like 2 Dridents with Conquistador, or go second with Zeus. There are a lot of versatile options. This deck is based off one of the winners of one of the online events, and I adjusted it for my own needs. So if you guys want to have a little bit of a more in-depth idea about what this deck does, like something slightly different than just here's a picture of the deck, I'm going to talk about the deck real quick and interaction, stuff like that. So let's start off with the main monsters. Since this is a deck that is not focusing purely on the Eldlick, we are playing Double Lord. 2 is enough for every deck that is playing the Eldlick as an engine. There's no need to play 3. I don't have the golden ones yet. If you have 2 spare copies, be sure to send them to me. Then we play triple Ram. This is the only zoo that we play 3 times. The others are kind of situational. It's really cool to fetch out your Whiptail and then have access to it for the rest of the game, so you only need 1. And since you don't play max zoo, there's no reason to play 3 Thoroughblade, so we're playing 1 Thoroughblade and 1 Whiptail. And that's it for the monster lineup. Very small package zoo. Of course, zoo is a 1 card engine, and Eldlick needs a couple of cards, so you kind of want to have more Eldlick cards than zoo cards, because 1 zoo card is more than enough. Although I'm kind of missing more zoos, but we'll talk about like my findings later. Then we play triple Ash Blossom, being one of the most versatile hand traps this format. And the last card that we play are triple Nibiru. We are not playing Gamma, we're not playing any other hand traps. We are playing a couple of traps and a couple of spells to interact with your opponent as well. This deck isn't really built to counter a deck like Infernoble. This deck is more overall of a control deck, trying to go first and stopping your opponent, or to go second and stop playing through like minor interactions, not hand deals. So that's a small disclaimer from this point on. This deck is, for example, really good against the new Virtual World deck, which I will talk about later as well. Then for the spell cards, we are playing 1 Barrage, because Barrage is at 1. We are playing triple Eldland. Then we are playing triple Tanky, triple Tactical Talents, triple Droplets, then triple Cyclone, really good versus Virtual World. Then 1 of Call by the Grave, because I had 1 spot left in the deck. Then for the traps, we are playing triple Sanguine, triple Conquistador, double Aguero, triple Solemn Strike. It's more of a reactive card. Strike is super blowout this format. Is it correct or not? I am not sure. You've seen this card pop up in my deck list for a couple of videos already. So then we will proceed to the extra deck, which I will, because I want to talk about the main deck for a little bit. Okay, we'll talk about the main deck first. I'll have time marks in the description. If you don't want to hear the talk, then you can definitely just skip ahead to that. But for the main deck, the main synergy between the decks is the Eldland and the Drident, of course. You can use your Eldland, and then you can pop your own Eldland, and then you can proceed to, duel off there. So for example, if you open the Eldland and the Tanky, that's really cool, because you can search any gold land card from your deck. Then activate this, search a Ram, just overlay for the Drident, pop the Eldland sends the Lord, and from there on you can send your Tanky, which is really cool. Tanky is a cool utility card for the Lord, together with the Barrage sort of, but you don't really want to send off your Barrage. And to complement the archetype, I'm playing these triple Tactical Talents, because of course everyone is playing hand trap and you are bound to go second, and then Tactics is really good. And Forbidden Droplet is really good in this deck, because you have a lot of cards that stick on the board, like the Tanky or the Eldland. Or for example, at turn 1, if you have access to the Thoroughblade and a Ram, you can discard the Ram, summon him back with the Chakanine, and then you have another monster to send as well. There are really cool and cute interactions with the droplets. Then the Cosmic Cyclone is insane versus Virtual World to stop their main source of play. You know, they reveal their monster, you cyclone their card, and now the monster doesn't know anymore that it was a spell card or a trap, and then you proceed to win from there. And yeah, I like Strike. Only 2 Hakuro, because of course we are playing a small, or not the full Eldlich package, we're not playing the counter trap, stuff like that. That's the overall synergy of the deck. That's a really cool and cute matchup versus the Virtual World deck. And many other decks as well, as long as you don't get hand looped. Even if you get hand looped, it's not the end of the world with a deck like this. And for the extra deck, we are playing 1 ZOODIAC Hammercone, playing 1 Borbo, we're playing double Tire Mortar, playing double Check-9, the 1 of Dridents. For this extra deck there are 2 Zeus in there. Then for other ones there's Link Spider, because we play the Eldlick cards, of course. And 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Ausa, this card can definitely be a different card, 1 BLS, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and the 1 Infinitrack Mega Clops. I'm gonna put this over here, not in the glare. So there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. This is the deck. This is kind of based on the extra deck that I saw the top players play. So I decided to test it out myself. I am not really keen on any of their choices yet. One of the main things that I have noticed is they are all not playing Mega Clops. Well, I do think that Mega Clops is one of the most insane cards this deck has. And it's still really easy to go to him, so I did want to play him. Then we have the Ausa. I don't think Ausa is definitely not needed, so we can definitely just get that out of there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, the Ausa can definitely just go. I understand why these cards are in, but I just don't see any reason to, so these cards are very, I don't know, it's just weird. You want to link your Eldlick cards away, but you don't really have any other real choices. So as unfortunate as that is, I don't think there's a spot for this. I do like the Link Spider, it's kind of needed to at least link off one of the things. BLS is also really insane because this deck has super easy access to it. So if you're just like me, you don't really want to play these cards, then definitely just put in some more Zoo cards. I can definitely recommend 1 more Borbo for the Zeus, which is something that I will do. And 1 more Check-9 if you decide to play with the Infinitrack as well. And what this deck really needs is like a generic Link 2 that can do something. So maybe leave in the Phoenix to link away the Lord and something random and just get these 2 out of here. Because why honestly would you really play them? So that's it for the main deck. I have no real side deck since there are no tournaments and I'm only playing with friends and we don't really want a side. Cards should be like Lightning Storm, maybe more hand traps, maybe you should probably main Gamma as well. Stuff like that, you can probably figure those out. So for the main deck, I like all these cards. I kind of want to play more Zeus, Zeus, because of course Zeus is broken in Zoo, but only 5 is just so few. I saw like all the top players play like such a small ratio, but like there's so much to be gained from the Zoo. Like the Mega Clops is such a cool broken card to auto wins versus many decks. I'm not saying you should turbo it out every turn, but it definitely has a card that has its place. So yeah, I really like this deck so far. I have been playing testing against some a lot, and some is main decking for some reason. Skull Servants, or what's it called? Skullmeisters. So this deck has a really bad matchup against Skullmeister because of course the Eldlick cards. But overall I thought this deck was actually kind of cool. It worked really well. Of course ZOODIAC is a 1-card archetype, so there's not really much that can go wrong there. And the Eldlick really works on its own as well, which is really cool. But I have been noticing a lot of situations where I didn't have enough Eldlick cards to play with, and then you're only playing Zoo, and that's really not that good most of the time if you don't have the right supportive cards. But yeah, this deck is definitely really cool to explore. If you have the room and the space for something like this, then definitely try it out. It really livens up the Eldlick since that has been gone away for a while. And yeah, If I make any more alterations, I will let us know in the comments section. And yeah, if you are playing this deck as well and have different ratios to different IDs, be sure to let me know and leave a comment down below. See you guys in the next video. Bye guys.